Hello traders, welcome back to our channel. I am Kenya with BK Forex Academy, and in today's training, we're going to talk about how to spot great trades. I'm going to walk you step by step on the steps we take through the Academy and what we walk our students through to show you how to pick very confident setups. If you are new to our channel, I highly encourage you to subscribe. Make sure you smash that like button for me. Also turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any more training videos. And let's go ahead and hop right in. The very first thing that I always recommend before we actually do anything is to always look at the structure of the market. And you want to go to your higher time frames when you are looking at how to spot key trades or really good setups. You want to look at the higher time frames, but the first thing you need to consider is structure, market structure. Now we're market structure price action traders, so this is what we go through. Now when I say market structure, what are some things that I'm talking about? Okay, so let's just put that here on the chart. Market structure. Let's just kind of go over something. What do you think market structure is? So just to help you out here, when I say market structure, I'm simply referring to support and resistance. Okay, it could be support and resistance. All right, market structure can be trend lines. It can be zones. All right, zones. What else? Pullbacks. Okay, pullbacks. And there's another important one that I like to highlight. All right, I don't know if you'll think of this one, but history is a part of market structure. Okay, the history of the market. Also looking at highs and lows or lows and highs. Okay, that's all market structure. So when you are looking at the market and you're trying to find high probability setups, you're trying to spot great trades, you want to consider the market structure of the market. All right, very, very important. Number two, in order to spot great trades, the next thing that you want to do is this is a rule, you want to look to your higher time frames. Now, when I say higher time frames, I'm referring to the daily, the weekly, the monthly even. There are some traders who will even look at the monthly to determine exactly what is going on in the market. Now, one of the reasons why we want to look at the higher time frame is to help us develop a bias, market direction in terms of what the market will do or what it could possibly do. So let's look at Euro JPY as an example. So you can see here, this is the weekly, but let's just simply go out to the daily and let's just look at what we're seeing here. So on this daily chart, you can see here that previously the market was in an uptrend. So I'm just going to grab my trend line. Remember, we're going to use our trend line, and I simply can draw my trend line right here. Now, at first, I could have drew the trend line here. Then you can see it came out right here. It retested this area of support right here. So here is a level where the market has created support multiple times. And now you can see that it's acting as resistance in that same area right now. Okay, so what did I tell you? In order to spot great trades, you want to start on the higher time frame. We can see that previously we had an uptrend because we can see that with our naked eye. Now, how do we know that we had an uptrend? We can see that we started with a low here. So we started with a low, and then the market created a high. Okay, so it created a high and then created a higher low. So we can kind of just pretty much follow the structure here. So you can see that there, okay, created a higher low. And then what did it do? It created a higher high, and that's the last higher high that it created, right? So then what did it do? It didn't give us a new low right here, but it retested this previous low. So this is telling us that this is a level that the market is respecting here as support. What happened? Eventually, price broke our trend line, right? Gave us an impulse move. So one of the things that you're going to see in the market is you're constantly going to see the market move in this pattern called impulse, correction, and continuation. So for example, this right here, this move down is an impulse. All right. It's a significant move in the market. And after an impulse, what we normally see in the market is a correction. So we see a 1, we then see a 2, So I call it a 1, 2, 3 move. So impulse, correction, and then usually we want to see a continuation after that. Now, one of the things we need to keep in mind about market structure is that it's not 100%. It is a strategy, but it's not 100%, just like with anything else. So you want to make sure that when you are trading structure, it is a system and there are specific rules that you might follow every single time. So for example, if I'm trading structure, maybe there's 3 things that I want to see every single time I identify structure. So now that, let's say, for example, my bullish trend has been broken, I now have to switch my bias, right? But as you can see here, if I simply would have used structure, I could have spotted a really good trade on Euro JPY simply by following the structure of this trade. So for example, you can see that the market went up and then it made, what did it do? So impulse, correction, continuation. So impulse, correction, and continuation, right? Now, if this is an uptrend, if I want to continue to buy in an uptrend because I believe that the market is going to continue pushing higher, then what I would like to see is for the market to come back down to a higher low and give me an opportunity for an entry reason. So if I see that the market held as strong support here, remember we buy off of a higher low, not a higher high. We want to see that the market comes back down to allow us an opportunity to get in, and then we will look for our opportunity. So you can see that when the market did come back to this support, had I got in, I definitely would have profited off of this trade, okay? So that is one way that I could have found a high probability trade simply with structure. But now that the market has broken my trend line, I now need to switch my bias. So when I say switch my bias, I'm now going to switch the direction of the market that I'm trading because the market is no longer in an uptrend. It is now switched to a downtrend. And how do I know that? I simply just follow the structure of the market. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight here. Here is my high, and now I have a low, and then I have a lower high. And look how this lower high right here is an area of resistance in the market multiple times. You see that? Okay. And then what did it do? The market gave me a new low. So this is my actual daily resistance right here. So that's my new low. And now look, so as I told you, when you have an impulse, so look, you have an impulse and then you have a correction. Okay. Then you have a continuation. All right. And then the market has now given us a pullback again. So we're getting a pullback into this previous area of support. Previous support becomes future resistance. So now, simply trading structure, I should have the confidence to take this trade just by implementing a few key rules. Now, what can those rules be? I can use support and resistance. So just like I have here on the list, that could be one. I could use my trend line. So I have a trend line drawn here, and my trend line can act as my basis of resistance in a downtrend. Number 3, I can use zones. And as you can see, this is a zone that I've highlighted here where I have this red horizontal line. This is a zone that the market is respecting. I can also use a pullback, which is also what I have here on the list. You see that? And what am I getting right now? A pullback into a previous structure. So do you see how I'm taking rules of just simple rules that you can use every single time? Now, after you identify the level where you want to trade from, you simply need to be patient and wait for the price to get there. So as you can see, when I first, actually you didn't see that, but when I first started this video, I actually got an alert because the price had reached this level that I was interested in making a trading decision. And it's that simple. I'm not telling you that this is exactly what you should do because we do it. I'm telling you this because we've tested this market over and over and over again using the strategies that we use. And we've predicted from data that we've recorded that this works in our favor majority of the time. Now, your execution might be a little bit different. So you need to understand that whoever you learn from, you're always going to need to take that information and go test it for yourself. Document the analysis, and that will help you understand exactly what you need to do, okay? But simply using the higher time frames and using these few simple steps that I'm showing you right here, this will help you to take more confident trades. So now that the market is basically pushed up into our area of interest, we simply are just going to buy or sell. It's that simple. That is how you are going to find market direction. Now, the cool thing about this is that once you are able to do this on the higher time frame, we use this to scale down to the lower time frame. So for example, if you were scalping and this is an area of interest for you, so this area here that I have highlighted, this red horizontal zone, this would be an area of resistance that you would be interested in shorting from. So during high volatility sessions, let's say like right now it's midday, not a whole lot going on, but let's say for example, tomorrow morning during New York session, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sit down and I'm gonna wait for a pullback into this area or for the market to break out from this area, and then I can drill down to the 15-minute, for example. I can drill down to the 15-minute. You can see this here. So I can drill down to the 15-minute, and if I get some type of reaction from this zone, then I can go ahead and take that trade, okay? So that's how you use the higher time frames to help you make decisions on the lower time frame. I can even go down to the 4-hour and look for a confirmation to sell if I'm looking for a trend continuation trade. So I predict right now, since it's nothing really going on, we might see the market push back up just a little bit. It could even go just a little bit higher just to retest this resistance here. But if we see that it respects this zone, then we can get in for an actual short or for a sell. All right, so those are a few things that you definitely want to consider. One other thing that's really helpful that I also like to teach traders, especially if you're new, is that you can always trap the price to make the direction a little bit more easier to comprehend. So for example, you can see that I have a trend line here. If I simply just clone this trend line, I can bring it here to the other side of the price action, and I basically just want to drag it to the bottom of these wicks, okay? I'm just trapping the price. And how do you know your trend line is correct? You always want to extend it out to the wicks, and if you see that you have multiple touches off of your trend line, then more than likely your trend line is correct. So now you can see here that let's just kind of take a look at something. If we were to get a continuation on Euro JPY, let's just look at where it possibly could go. So if we do get a breakout, continuation, right? And let's just say it goes and hits the bottom of our trend line. Let's see how powerful this is. So look there, and then I'm going to show you something that I see right now. So we always, how do you know where to take profit, for example? So we trade from zone to zone, from one reversal zone to the next. So we know that if we sell here at resistance, we definitely could take profit before the next reversal area, which would be this previous support here, right? But let's say that this support is broken and the price just keeps dropping. Where is it going to go next? This is the next major reversal point that I see. So I do see like two. So let me just show you what I see. So I definitely will be looking at areas like this. So this is actually an area here. Okay, so this is an area here, and I'm going to tell you why. So right here, you can see this. And look here, this aligns with our previous daily support. So right there, all right? So that's an area, that's a level that we want to keep our eye on, and that would be our first TP zone. Now look, here's the next one, right here. Right there, okay? Now look here, look how much the market moved from this area, so here, and also look how this aligns with the bottom of our trend line, all right? So if I were selling, this would be probably an area where I would look to take profit, definitely before when the market gets here. But if the market breaks this support, I would definitely look to take another take profit somewhere before this reversal zone right here. Because look how many times the market came here, acted as resistance, and then it fell. All right, you see that? If I keep looking left, you can also see that this is also an area. If we just kind of keep going and looking left, we can see that the market was also support here, and we can see how much the market went up. So we're basically looking for areas where the market has shown us that it respects that area a number of times, because guess what? If we look to the past will show us exactly what could potentially happen in the future. All right. So those are some of the things that you need to consider when you are looking at how to spot great trades. Remember, you always want to look to your higher time frame. You want to look at what is the direction of the market so that you can form your directional bias and know what side of the market should you be on. Should you be buying? Should you be selling? What kind of trend do you have? Is it a healthy trend? Is it a weak trend? Has the market stopped making highs, new lows? Has it come here and maybe you're seeing patterns such as a double top or a double bottom, reversal patterns? You'll start to see those different things. But I'm basically just giving you a few steps in this video to consider that you want to do every single time. And if you do that and you do a consistent routine, you'll start to see that it either works in your favor or there's some areas where you can make a few tweaks. I hope that this video was extremely helpful for you. I recommend just going back and replaying it, practice over and over again, and implement this into your daily routine. And I promise you, you'll start to see some progress. Other than that, if you're a new or struggling trader, I highly encourage you to consider our academy, BK Forex Academy. We help new and struggling traders become confident and know how to trade independently without having to take other people's signals or rely on services. We're very confident in doing that and have helped a lot of traders get results. So guys, I will see you in the next training video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.